Do you realize what just happened? Bitcoin's 200-day moving average just broke above $100,000 for the first time in history. Swift is literally putting Ripple and Stellar into their presentations on replacing the old banking system. And while everyone is screaming for alt season, I'm about to show you why we don't want it yet. Because the smartest play is letting Bitcoin go higher first. Folks, this isn't just noise. This is the kind of alignment that turns a market run into a market legend. Let's break it down on this beautiful Saturday night, and I hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday night. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you are new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you are coming back for some more of that good info, hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube pushes the content and the more new faces we get over here. We started this channel a little less than 2 months ago. We are up over 12,000 subscribers. Thank you to each and every single one of you who keep showing up day in and day out and understanding where we are in this crypto bull run and how much higher we are going. Now, without further ado, let's jump into a Bitcoin. $117,377, $268. It changed around from our very highs. Ethereum coming in at $4,421. XRP, $3.10. Not too much has changed since this afternoon's video. Total cryptocurrency market cap, it is back under that resistant level of 4 trillion. It would be lovely to close out the week tomorrow above 4 trillion. Think about the past 7 or 8 weeks, we have been getting pumps on Sundays. So let's see what a little Sunday fun day got in store for us tomorrow. And then we get this. This is huge. Do not sleep on this. Bitcoin's 200-day moving average has officially crossed over $100,000 for the first time ever. That's huge. Here's why this matters. Listen to this. So the 200-day moving average, this is one of the most watched indicators in finance, folks. In finance, we're not just talking crypto. Stocks, anything that has a chart, they watch the 200-day. This is the line that separates the bull from the bears in the eyes of the institutions. Breaking 100,000 on that average doesn't just mean that Bitcoin spiked. It means that Bitcoin has sustained strength at a 6-digit figure. Let that sink in. For traders, it's a signal that the dips are being bought, volatility is now being absorbed, and the floor is moving higher. Think about it. When the 200-day sat at $10,000 back in 2020, remember those days? 5 years ago, folks, seems like 50 years in the crypto markets. Every dip looked like a gift. Now we're talking about the same support line being 10x higher. That's how long-term conviction builds. And it's why funds, pensions, and endowments can justify allocating money into not just Bitcoin, but crypto at this point. This isn't hype. This is the backbone of a real bull cycle that is forming. And when Bitcoin's foundation moves up, the entire market ceiling moves with it. And speaking of foundation shifting, let's talk about the institutions who built the old rails finally acknowledging the new rails. What do we got right here from Smoke Dog? That's right. Swift is featuring both Ripple and Stellar. Think about that. Think about how far we have come. So Swift, the decade-old global payments backbone, just featured both Ripple and Stellar in their presentation about replacing traditional correspondent banking. Let that sink in as I pull up this screenshot for you on screen. Now, for decades, multiple decades, Swift has been the unshakable standard for cross-border payments, but now they're openly talking about both Ripple and Stellar as the tech that could replace their model. That's like Blockbuster telling people to check out Netflix. Not in your wildest dreams you would ever hear that coming from any of the Blockbuster folks, right? They would tell you every single trick, lie, manipulative move in the book to get you not to check out Netflix. But instead, Swift is finally waking up. Perhaps, and if you listened to the first video today, you would have heard Mr. Eric Trump himself telling you that the old banking system, it's going away and everything is moving over to crypto and the blockchain. So here is why this matters. And listen to these 3 points. Acknowledgement here is validation. I've been in these crypto markets for 8 years, and it took them 8 years since I've been in for them to finally acknowledge it. So Ripple and Stellar, they're not just crypto experiments anymore, folks. We are way beyond that. They're being recognized as serious contenders by the very system they're about to disrupt. Banking, well, it's pretty simple. It must evolve or die. If banks don't adopt blockchain, they're going to be fossils in 5 years. Smart contracts and distributed ledger can do it in seconds, what takes Swift days, sometimes even weeks, and they can do it for pennies instead of this $50 wire fee that they're charging you. Can you say goodbye, middleman? Goodbye, Western Union? Goodbye, MoneyGram? Your slow remittance corridors, all obsolete once all of these blockchain rails start to scale. And the beautiful thing about all this is that this isn't a maybe, it's a when. And Ripple being featured in Swift's own material is basically the biggest we've seen the writing on the wall. This is the signal you could ask for, and we got it. But before we get too excited about altcoins and new rails, everyone, we need to talk about why the timing of this rotation matters more than anything, okay? And I see a lot of people, and I see this is the new narrative, and it's been a narrative for quite some time now. But let's talk about why we don't want this narrative. And that narrative, alt season is coming. Folks, we don't want alt season yet. We do not. Everyone's out there screaming, when's alt season? When's alt season? Here's the truth. We don't want it right now. We want it later in this year. Why? Well, it's simple. Because alt season means that the cycle is already maturing. It means that money is leaving Bitcoin to chase higher risk plays. And when that happens too early, the whole market overheats and it crashes sooner than we want. What we want is we want Bitcoin to keep grinding higher. We want that wall of institutional money, ETFs, sovereign wealth funds, retirement accounts to keep flowing into Bitcoin first. That grows the pie. That builds the foundation. That brings more capital into crypto as a whole. Alt season will come. Trust me, it always does. And when it does, it's going to be glorious. But the longer that Bitcoin leads, the more firepower builds up behind the dam. And when that dam finally bursts into alts, the move will be bigger, cleaner, and more sustainable. So forget the impatient calls, let Bitcoin run, let the capital pools deepen, because that's how you set up the kind of alt season that makes history. Here's the chart, okay? We go back to 2017. Now, we can look at the wick if you want, but I'd rather take the full body close here. XRP had a 25% market cap dominance. In 2020, 2021, we can see we had about a 5.10. Okay, we're not counting wicks. We are currently above where we were in 2020. When we touched above. We're a little bit lower, currently at 4.7. We're right in that same region. But here's the math behind it. I'm expecting at this point 5 to 7 trillion is going to enter crypto. Okay? If we were to only get that 2020 market cap dominance that we saw, you know, XRP would probably only get to about that $6 range if we get to 7 trillion into crypto. If we get 7 trillion into crypto and we mature more and there's a bigger rotation, and XRP rips off what it did back in 2017 and we get that 24% market cap dominance, that gives us over a 1.6 trillion piece of the pie. That equates out to $28 for XRP. This move is shaping up more and more every day to be a 2017 type move. So the higher that Bitcoin goes and the more money that flows into the markets now overall, the higher the price of XRP is going to go when it rips off and grabs a nice fat chunk of that total cryptocurrency market cap. So here's the picture as we bring this all together. Bitcoin's 200-day moving average breaks above 100,000 as the institutional proof that this market is starting its level up. Swift is openly spotlighting Ripple and Stellar as the future of payments, validation that you couldn't buy, folks. And the smartest strategy right now isn't begging for alt season. It's letting Bitcoin suck in trillions first so that the alt run that follows has jet fuel. This is the alignment you wait for. This is the macro signals, the institutional acknowledgement, and the market structure all pointing in the same direction. And if you're paying attention, you know we're not just in for a bull run. We're in the setup for the biggest crypto cycle yet. Let all that sink in, folks, as you enjoy the last couple of hours of your Saturday night. Hopefully you're able to sleep after hearing this video because it gave me goosebumps. Hit that thumbs up on your way out, and I'll catch all y'all bright in the morning.